Alright guys, welcome back to Strong Successful Male. So for today, I'm going to go over an email sent from a subscriber who is a young guy, he's 16 years old, and he's on the path of going his own way. And he pretty much shares his story, which set him on this path. A lot of things that he observed growing up in his family, obviously big mistakes his dad did and things like that. And he now wants some advice, things that he can do at 16 years old, because obviously he's not an adult yet, what he can do to help him go on that path, to help him eventually be completely on his own, taking care of himself, not relying on anybody, and certainly not making the mistakes that so many guys make later in life. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share his story here, and then I'm going to respond to his question, helping not just him, but any other young guys that are in this situation looking for guidance on the best things they can do, when they're teenagers, still in high school, to set them on the right path. Okay? Because a lot of guys do not have that male role model to help them out. A lot of young guys in these days, in the last 10, 20 years, so many guys are raised by single moms, okay? Because we all know how the divorce rate is through the roof, and almost always the mothers get the kids. And moms are typically way softer on the boys than the girls. They tend to be helicopter moms and all that. And the boys can't grow up to be men because they have no guidance. They don't have a father there, or they not have enough time with their father or grandfather or uncle. So a lot of guys they really are have no direction. So I'm going to try to help this guy out here. So he starts off saying, "Hey SSM, I have a story on how I, a 16-year-old male, have gone my own way." Well, you haven't gone your own way yet, but you are on the path to going on your own way. There's a lot to going your own way, but you're definitely on the path, and that's good. He says, "Like many kids my age, my parents split up when I was too young to remember it. At first, my mother got me, but eventually, as she was unable to care for me. And after I flooded her house," I don't know what that means. I don't know if he's being literal. He literally flooded her house, or just he was a challenge. Who knows? "After I flooded her house, I ended up living with my dad. My dad, who had made the fatal mistake of marriage with a single mother." I warned you guys about that. "To keep things short, she was the kind of woman who would demand that you do all the work in the house as she sits on the couch and watches like a hawk. She would also complain about how hard it was taking care of us, even though she didn't. She also limited my ability to be with my other family members, including my own dad." Sounds like a wonderful situation. "It got to the point where my older brother moved in with my grandma, and my little brother flat out fought her. I had ran away twice before my dad finally divorced her. I ended up finding channels like Better Bachelor and Think Before You Sleep. Eventually I found your channel. I've had many chances to get with girls who I definitely had chances with, but I didn't. I'm currently working on getting a job and being able to help my dad with paying some of the bills, as he works very hard. He is currently going through a child custody battle for my 5-year-old sister. Do you have any advice for me in the future on being able to live for myself and not making the same mistakes my dad did in his youth? On how to know when I found a good job, but I'll still take anything I can get. Anyway, if you've taken the time to read this, thank you and have a nice day." Okay, so I'm going to start off with all the things he can do right now at 16 years old to help him get on the path, and then I'll finish it off with saying things he can do to make sure he doesn't end up making the same mistakes as his dad did. Okay, so he's 16 years old. He's not an adult yet, and I'm going to assume he's from the United States, okay? On that basis, he wants to help his dad out with a job, making some extra money to help pay the bills and all that, and at the same time, start off on his own path. So the first thing this guy should do, and any of you guys watching this that are 16 or, still in high school, first thing and foremost, obviously get that part-time job to help your dad out and also to help you out. You may not be making a lot of money doing that part-time job, but that gives you some experience and help you build a resume. You got to start somewhere. My first job was working at Domino's Pizza when I was 16 years old. Not exactly the dream job, but in my mind, it was a job. And I made some money. It was close to my house. And I got free pizza when the pizza got screwed up. So when you're 16, that's cool. Plus, there are cute girls working there, so that helped too. Get a job. a part-time job, but make sure it does not interfere with school, okay, in high school. I know high school's a pain in the ass. I've been there, and a lot of the things they teach you there, you're never going to use. But you still got to go to high school, and you still got to get good grades, and you still got to graduate. So get that part-time job, whatever it happens to be, so you can help your dad out and also start saving money for yourself. Next, and these are all kind of at the same time, guys. Next, go down to the local bank with your dad and open your own checking account. Okay? Go down there, get a checking account. Even if you don't have a lot of money in there, you start. Because the path to going your own way, being your own man, is having money through that job, and B, having your own accounts to store it in. Open that checking account. Get an ATM card that you can withdraw cash if you need it. I don't advise you just do it to buy bullshit like video games or whatever, but you have it if you need it in an emergency. Get obviously a checkbook. Learn how to write a check. Okay? Ask your dad to teach you. If he doesn't do that, just look it up online. It's not hard. And therefore, then when you have that part-time job, you can obviously contribute some money to help out your dad, which I think is great you want to do. And the rest of it, you put in that checking account, okay? Let it store there. And when you go home from the bank, after you got your checking account going, go online, open your online account so you can then log in and monitor it. Even though you won't have a lot of money in there, you can still see the numbers there, and that'll make you feel good. This is a major step becoming a man, okay? You have your own account in your name, okay? It's your money, okay? And then over time, you can build the money in there, okay? Next thing, if you haven't done already, get your driver's license. A lot of states are different. In some states, you got to be 18 to get your license. Other states is 16. When I was that age, it was 16, and I had my license within 6 months. And the only reason it took that long is because we had a bad winter, and my parents weren't about to let me drive in the snow or learn in the snow. Get your license, okay? If you don't have that, get the learner's permit, study it, take the learner's test, then have your dad or somebody else take you on the road, practice. When you're ready, take your driver's test, boom, you got your license. Now you got your license, and you have that skill that you can drive. Very important. A lot of kids these days, no joke, the kids in my family, they didn't care about getting their license when they were 16. Why didn't they care? Because they were so used to having mommy and daddy drive them around places. The helicopter moms. No joke. And they didn't have to have jobs. When I was 16, my parents said, the second school was over, they said, you're getting a job. And go get one today. Because I have my license and all that. They weren't going to pay for my gas. They weren't going to pay for my insurance. I had to pay. That was a privilege. I got to use their car. All right? So I had to take care of that shit. Get your license. Okay? Now, let's just say for argument's sake, you don't have a car or you can't really use it very often, your dad's car, to go to your job. Well, at the very least, you got that license. Again, you're on the path to being a man, okay? If you can legally get your license at 16, get your fucking license, okay? Don't rely on mom and dad to drive your ass around, okay? Get that license, okay? All right, now you got that license and you got that bank account and you got that part-time job, okay? In the midst of it, because right now this is the age of COVID, so obviously things are different. But I'm talking about the basis when things are normal again. You're in school, okay? You're finishing up high school. Do well in school. Don't screw around. I know a lot of things are in there are bullshit and you're never going to use again. Trust me on this. But there are valuable things you can get out of it, okay? First of all, you do well in school. If you want to go on to college, you can then, hopefully if you do well enough, you might be able to get some scholarships, even if it's little ones to add up to help you pay the bills, because college is expensive. Or if you decide you don't want to go to college, maybe one day you might want to go back, you obviously want to make sure you do well in school, okay? Don't be a dumbass. In school, high school, you have the opportunity to take some electives. If you can, take things that will benefit you later on down the road. Like, for instance, some computer classes. Learn whatever you can there. It's free. Well, it's not free. It's taxpayer money that I got to pay for your ass to learn. So take advantage of it. Or a foreign language, specifically Spanish. More and more in this country, the US of A, people are speaking Spanish. You might as well get it for free in high school. So take Spanish, okay? So do well in school and all that. Now, obviously, as you get closer to graduation, you're going to need to figure out what in the hell you want to do. Okay, oh, I forgot something. During the school year, you have the part-time job, okay? Get what you can get, and so forth. But in the summertime, when school's over, I want you working full-time, okay? 40 hours a week. If the current job you have can't get you 40 hours a week, get another one. Or in the summer, try to get the best job you can get for you don't have to travel too far to get to, but whatever skills you have right now at 16, whether it be if you're good with computers or who the hell knows what, you can get something that pays a little more, fine. You're not going to make a ton of money because you're under 18 and you don't have limited skills, but it's character building, it's resume building, and you're making something out of this, okay? You're not meant to make a living of what you're going to make at 16, in spite of what some people in this country think that people ought to be able to do. This is a job to build character and to motivate you to work hard that you get something better down the road. Okay? Get the best job you can get in the summertime to help you out and save that money. Help out your dad, okay? Do what you can to help him out, but also save that money. Build that money in your account. It's not going to be a lot, but it's something because that money is freedom. And eventually down the road, if you want to get yourself a car, okay, get yourself a car, you got some money, but bear in mind, before you get that car, obviously you need to have money in case something goes wrong. Okay, so just be prepared for that. Save that damn money, okay? In the summer, you got to be on your grind, okay? A lot of kids these days aren't going to do shit in the summertime because, again, the parents are like, oh, you're only going to be 16 once, or a kid once, go have fun. I had kids in school, friends that were like that, and they were spoiled brats, and they were very irresponsible because they didn't make their own money. They didn't have any kind of responsibility. Don't be that guy, okay? Because it'll bite you in the ass one day. Bust your ass in the summer, save your damn money, okay? Because the more money you got, the more freedom you got, okay? Back to school, figure out what you want to do. If you don't want to go on to college, try to pick a trade that's going to have always a demand for it. There's a lot of different jobs out there. No matter how bad the economy is, there is a demand for those services. Think about something like that. If you want to go on to college, I want you to major in something that is useful. Particularly one of the best areas that will be business, okay? Business is very broad. There's a lot of things you can major in. It could be accounting, always demand for that. Marketing, always demand for that. I live in Boston. Half the people I know, no joke, are in the marketing field. No joke. If you like marketing, when you get done, come up to Boston. Plenty of jobs there, okay? Something in business. There's always demand for business, okay? Don't waste your time and money in some thing like some liberal arts thing like majoring in history or majoring in psychology. Those things are interesting as you take it as an elective in school, but don't major in those unless, of course, you are wholeheartedly want to go into a field that those things can help you out. But that means many, many, many degrees, okay? Some people that majored in history or philosophy or political science went on to law school and became lawyers because that's what they wanted to do, okay? And unless you want to do that, which, by the way, is going to cost you a shitload of money, don't do that. Major in something that obviously you can use when you get the 4-year bachelor's degree and get out, okay? If you don't want to do that, and maybe you're considering going in the military, okay, go in the military. All right, that's another option as well. But don't do it just because you have no other option. Do it because you're serious about it, because they don't want any half-assed people in there, okay? So those are the things you can do up until the point you're 18 years old to help you on that path, okay? Now, as for the things about now ending up like your dad, okay, I'm addressing the guy who wrote this email. You saw firsthand what happens, bad choices with women, and obviously marriage and all that, okay? Does that mean every marriage is going to end up the way it was with your mom and your dad? No. But the point is, more and more are. So focus on your goals, your ambitions, bettering yourself, making money, saving money. Do not waste your time now getting into deep relationships with girls. If you want to have a little fun here and there, hooking up here and there, that's fine, but be careful. Wear protection. The choices you make between 16 years old and probably about 25 are going to determine how your life goes. So make wise decisions. Save your damn money. Do well in school, okay? Always wear protection when you're hooking up with girls when you get to that point, okay? Don't get into these deep relationships with any of these girls. I don't care how much you may, in case you feel like you need some love because you didn't get any love from mom and dad growing up. A lot of guys are like that. Or how hot she is or how great she is in bed. No, women will get in the way of your goals and ambitions. Trust me on this, okay? Focus on you. Later on in life, when you get to your mid-20s or late 20s in particular, then you can do all that bullshit. Focus on you, okay? And you don't want to end up like your dad. You put yourself first always, okay? A lot of guys that get pushed around and taken advantage by women are guys that put women on a pedestal. They put all their needs and ambitions and wants last, and they put the woman first. No, you put your goals, your ambitions, your needs first ahead of everything else, okay? Is that going to make you the asshole in some people's eyes? You bet. But you know what? Who cares about them? Because the odds are you're not going to know them in a few years anyway. Do what's best for you. Start young. Okay? And again, you do these things right now. This is what you can do at 16 years old. You're going to be on the right path. And by the way, since you're trying to help your dad out save money, it's not always what you make, but it's also what you spend. Therefore, I recommend that if you don't know how to cook anything, because most guys don't, most guys eat like crap and get takeout and things like that or junk food, learn to cook a few things. Go on YouTube, learn to cook basic things. Start off with one thing. If you don't know how to scramble and fry eggs, go on YouTube and look up how to scramble and fry eggs. Get good at that. Boom, you can do that. And then learn other things. How to grill chicken, how to cook steak, whatever the hell it is. Learn these things. Therefore, you can spend money at the grocery store buying these things and cooking them instead of spending expensive takeout from restaurants and bad fast food and shit like that, okay? Learn to cook. That'll save you some money and help your dad out. And by the way, one day when you're on your own, it'll help you out, okay? Now, at that point, you do all these things, you're definitely going to be on the right path, okay? Focus on you, focus on saving money, making money, all these things to improve yourself, your skills, and all that. And keep women at the bottom of the list, okay? Later on in life, you can deal with that. So those are things you can do right now at 16 if you're in the United States to help your situation out. And of course, to any other guy watching that, okay? That's what you got to do. When you get to 18, then that's different. That's all other stuff about moving out and having your own place, but you're not there yet. So hopefully this helps you out. Thanks for the letter. And any guys watching this, be sure to comment down below. Let this guy know other things he can do at 16 years old that I haven't thought about. He can definitely read it, I guarantee you. And be sure to like the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe. And I'll catch you next time.